Realistic training for a dangerous situation. That is the mission of a planned tactical training center set to open its doors in Wicomico County pretty soon.
WBOC's Angela Bavaro shows us how the simulations there are different than your average shooting range.
So I'm sure the first question on your mind is, what is a tactical training center? Well, that's where Evan Avnet comes in. He's the CEO of Tactical American Security Consulting.
It's a place where we can accurately simulate scenarios that they would face on the street without having to use any force, really.
This video provided by USTTC shows what those simulations could look like. So how does a shoot house training center compare to your typical shooting range?
So in a shoot house, you're moving, the role players are moving, and the scenario changes continuously. That's the advantage of a shoot house over just coming to the range and shooting at what we typically call a flat target.
On top of that, shooters are using different bullets that Avnet demonstrates here. See those blue markings that appear? That's what the gun is firing, non-lethal paint-filled ammunition, instead of what they call live fire.
So they can be used in scenarios on role players in order to gauge whether they're shooting correctly or not.
Training that Avnet says can benefit law enforcement by providing a one-of-a-kind experience.
The walls are movable. It's also going to have environmental controls, so fog, haze.
Hal Saylor served as the Del Mar police chief for nearly 30 years. He says this training center would be a game changer when it comes to police training.
What we're hoping to do with this is be able to put the officer in as many situations we can possibly think of to where that officer will have to react. If he reacts wrong in training, that's perfectly fine. Nobody's hurt, no damage done. We can make him redo it if we have to do it a dozen times till he acts right.
But with the public also having access to classes on how to protect themselves.
Oh, God, I love you so much.
Neighbors like Kathy Fisher-Graham want to make sure anyone who receives training is clear to have their hands on a gun.
I'm hoping that, anybody that is allowed in here has proper training and background check and, keeping my son safe is my main priority.
Avnet says anyone undergoing training inside of the center will have received extensive screening and a background check. And again, he stresses this is a space that will primarily be used by law enforcement for active shooter training.
And for those who are cleared,
they have to make a decision in a split second that could change their life or somebody else's life or a family member's life for the rest of their life.
It's all about breaking them out of their comfort zone in simulations before they have to make those tough split-second decisions in the real world. Reporting in Wicomico County, Angelo Bavaro, WBOC News.
Avnet is currently looking at an old building off of Highway 50 for a potential location. If they get that locked in, everything should be up and running within about 6 months.